Hey guys, give me just 1 minute. Promise Discord I'd post a link in the chat when I was ready to go. One moment. There we go. It should cover my bases. How is everybody this morning? It's still morning, right? My sleep schedule is completely crazy now that I don't have class or work most days out of the week. I do have work tomorrow. That'll be nice. I'm gonna turn on some music because good night. Hi, Revless. Good to see you. Now give me just a minute. I'm looking for reference pictures for this coloring page. Here we go. Nobody knows you now when you're dying. Hi, Rifted. So y'all are gonna get to see how I really approach doing these coloring pages. Side note, while I don't have slots open right now, the coloring pages that I am doing today, I kind of have to do this, sorry guys, but I will be selling them for about $2 a piece, or $5 for 5 of them. And you can get those off of me by DMing me. And then what I'm doing right now is I'm taking payment through PayPal. But what I would really like for y'all to do is just use this as a time to say, oh, this is how she draws this character, this is how she does this, because these are characters I don't normally draw. And in fact, a lot of these characters I'll be drawing for the first time today. So you guys can really see how I take that approach with new characters and new art styles, because we're totally starting from scratch here today. I'm doing pretty good, guys. I think today was the first time that really sank in what having to be by myself and having to keep myself really accountable for these things was going to look like. So just some hard times getting out of bed this morning, honestly. I really enjoy getting to spend mornings like just laying in bed, cuddling my dog. But today it definitely had this uncomfortable push of, hey, you have to actually get up and do work today, which is hard. A lot of people before this, I don't think realized how hard it could be to suddenly switch to working from home and suddenly being like, you don't have the office environment to keep you on task. You just have to do that yourself. And that's a hard thing to do. Although kudos to whoever guesses what it is I'm drawing first. I'm sorry you missed the last one. It was really quite last minute. I honestly was kind of done on a dare, not gonna lie. But I plan on doing that one and way more. So don't feel bad about missing streams. Don't let that be a big thing. There will be other streams. Mel will come on to other streams as well. That's not going to be something. Yes, it is Gravity Falls. Very rarely will I ever do something where it's just like, nope, you had to be there. No, I plan on doing this more and more often. I never do the quote-unquote Cal Arts mouth, so this is 100% a learning experience. And I'm actually really glad to get to share this learning experience with y'all, you know? I think one of the biggest things that new artists have a problem with is it's intimidating to try and do other styles, especially like this in my case. I'm doing this for money. But, you know, even if you're just doing it for fun, it is so important to try and learn new art styles, if only to kind of test yourself and see, you know, maybe there's stuff that you really like about other art styles. You know, maybe I don't necessarily like the Cal Arts mouth, but Gravity Falls has an expressionism to it that just has this ability to have extremely expressive characters, and I love the movement of them. Maybe I don't like the art style, maybe I love the animation style. I have to keep reminding myself that I'm only doing the underlayer right now, which basically what I do for that is I do a very messy sketch, and then I'll show you guys here in a minute, because Stan is almost done here. What I do is I do a very messy undersketch to kind of get the feel of where characters lay out. And from there, I do an oversketch that ends up being the main thing. And today what I'll probably do is just let the music go unless I really dislike the song that comes along or I really don't feel like listening to it today. Simply because that, you know what? I just want to get these coloring book commissions done. This is the list of what I have to do. I've done a lot of these. Actually, once I get 2 Gravity Falls ones done today, I'll be done with the commission. But I really want to get as many of them done today as I can. So I didn't watch Gravity Falls when it first came out. I watched like maybe 2 episodes of it. And you know, right at the beginning, it's very, very, it's still that loony episode of the week type cartoon. And it doesn't ever really lose that quality per se, but it definitely, it increases in intensity after a certain amount of time. And I hadn't yet, I was still in a very pretentious phase of mind, so I gave it maybe an episode and a half worth a try and put it down for like years, to the point where whenever I finally did restart it, it was already out on the interwebs in full, and I didn't have to put in a whole lot of effort on finding it. But man, once you get past, the first couple of episodes, which really, you don't even have to get past them. They're entertaining episodes. But once you get past 1 or 2 episodes, and really the turning point is, I think, the second time that Gideon really comes into play. It's amazing how quickly it heats up. It picks up so fast. And just, I know everybody's stuck inside right now, and if you're not, you probably will be soon. But if you're looking for stuff to watch, Gravity Falls is 100% something that I recommend. It's amazing, actually, what Alex Hirsch did with Gravity Falls, because that, it's this absolutely crazy, concept, because how do you get Disney to agree to let you do like this mystery horror thing that ends with some crazy stuff? Because I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But how do you get Disney to let you do that? And Alex Hirsch did it great. And one thing that anyone who talks to me picks up on is I love whenever a story comes in, is told, is finished, and then gets out. And as cut and dry as that sounds, Gravity Falls did that. Gravity Falls came in, told its story, and was done. And I love it for that, because it tells a fantastic story. It has fantastic characters, and the character design is really fun, honestly. So now that we have our underdrawing done, we can really get into doing the quote-unquote fun part. So the first thing is to make sure our divisions are straight and pretty even. You can see kind of where whenever I guesstimated, they weren't exactly the best lines, but hey, we were guesstimating. We don't have to worry about that. Hey Mel, always exciting to see you. I'm doing coloring page commissions, and if you can see from the chat, we've already discussed what these are going to be. Open up your mind and see like me. Open up your plans and damn, you're free. Look into your heart and you'll find the sky is yours. You know what, Rifted? make a fan season. I would love to see it. One of the things that I absolutely love about what Mel and I have done over the past year is Empress of the Underworld has been a fantastic part of my life. Like, I kid you not, there have been some days where it's just like, oh, I don't want to draw anything. But doodling something for EOTU, whether it's Rocky, whether it's, any one of the ninja, whether it's our villain and the various forms that our villain's going to show up in. Like, EOTU is 100% one of the best things going on right now. I feel like I'm being timid about Stan's nose, and I shouldn't be. Like, give that man the big nose that he has. I hope y'all are seeing how many times I just had to redraw this one eyeball. It may be redrawn again because those are actually really small eyes. Crap. Hello. Oh, yay. It made me really sad whenever I heard that you're having connection problems, Revless. I honestly, shout out to my internet, because not only is it somehow doing the streaming and letting me see the chat and everything, but I'm not the only one on my internet. Like, this whole time, my entire family's been on the internet. My mom's been watching shows while she sews masks. My brothers have both been playing Fortnite on different devices, but they're playing together at least, so that's good. My dad has been playing nonstop on Marvel Strike Force. Like, shout out to my internet, because honestly, it's the only thing holding this family together. That's a lie. The chickens are doing their fair bit too. Why does my hand keep shaking? There we go. My brother, the quote-unquote Chicken King, is actually still asleep because he is even more nocturnal than I am. For those of you who are sitting here wondering what on earth is she talking about and does this have anything to do with Tiger King? Short answer, yes. We definitely have started calling him that because we all watched Tiger King together. Long answer, so 4 years before, for a few years before this started, I want to make it clear, this has not been a spur of the moment type thing. My parents have wanted chickens because it's legal to have chickens in our town inside city limits so long as you don't have a rooster. So my parents have wanted to have chickens for a while. I really want to make this clear. We're not crazy people who immediately went out and got chickens because we think that, the entire world is going to collapse. That this is really important for y'all to know. So my parents went out and they got 8-day-old chicks, and they got 4 2-month-old chicks, which are essentially like real chickens, except like a quarter of the size. I did not realize they grew that much in a single year. So we get these chickens, and we realize, which my parents knew because the Tractor Supply Co. told them, hey, these guys are not actually going to lay for another 9 months, at least. And finally, yesterday, they were like, you know what, screw it, we want chickens that can lay right now. So they went and got 4 more chicks, which are not chicks, they are full-grown laying age hens, which one of them ended up having an infection on her leg whenever we got her home. So rather than panic, what we did was we called up the person that we got them from. And bless his heart, he felt so bad about having an injured chicken and not realizing it. he actually brought us 2 more to replace her. So now we have a grand total of 19 chickens, 5 of which live in my backyard, 6 of which live in the garage until it's daylight and it's warm and they can come outside again, and 8 of which live in an old guinea pig cage that we had lying around until they are big enough to fend for themselves with the big girls. Thank you, Revlis. That actually means a lot. Like, one of the big things that we were talking about yesterday was all we want are happy chickens. That's all we really want out of this, is happy chickens. We're not looking to have like this big lucrative egg laying factory. We just want happy chickens. So the funny thing about chicks, you guys are going to get some animal husbandry lessons today. So the funny thing about chicks is they have some of the weirdest, not really weird if you know birds and if you know animals, but they have some odd health concerns that can pop up, right? Wow, Stan, you have huge ears. One of those is something that is called pasty butt, which is a hilarious name for something that can really hurt your chickens. Essentially, if the chickens are not properly looked after, they can have unfortunate trouble with their digestive system that leads to essentially blocking themselves up, which is never a good thing. You don't want that to happen to anyone, but especially not your baby chicks. And this can cause them to die. So what I mean to say is everyone takes care of these chicks because they really need someone looking after them all day. Not like sitting there staring intently at the chick, but just they need someone to constantly be checking in on them, like, oh, I haven't checked on the chicks in like an hour. I should go check on them real quick and make sure everybody's okay. The other thing is they can get kind of aggressive with each other. They have to sort out a literal pecking order. And you want to just make sure that all of your chicks are happy, healthy little girls, and you want to make sure that none of them are injured in any serious way, because they can get carried away and hurt each other. We really could get a lucrative egg business with 19 chickens in like a year. So hopefully next March, whenever I'm a real adult and I have a real job, hopefully my parents will have, they can all lay about 1 egg every 2 to 3 days. So over the course of a week, who knows how many dozens of eggs my parents are going to have. Oh, thanks, Revlis. My chickens do have some names. Some of them are named. They get their names in a variety of ways. So I have a chick that I've claimed as my own, named Goldie. Very creatively named because she is the lightest colored of all the chicks. She's a sweetheart and I love her. Whenever my sister reached her hand in, because now if you reach your hand into their little cage, they might jump on you. They're getting more and more used to human contact. One of them saw a freckle that my sister has on her arm and immediately thought that it was food of some sort. So sat there pecking my sister for a good long while. My poor sister's arm looked a little sad afterwards. So we named that one Freckle. My baby brother named one Fluffy because he insists that it's the fluffiest of the bunch, and we're not going to argue with him. My dad named one of the bigger girls Shappy because she's a blue chicken, one of that pretty blue-gray color. And we both, I'll be graduating hopefully this summer, and my dad graduated from the same college that I'm going to, whose mascot is a chaparral. And so we named her Shappy because, you know, why wouldn't we? It's a great name. Fair warning to anyone who has ever seen the word chaparral but never actually heard it said. It is spelled with a CH, and while most people don't really care, if you do encounter somebody from Lubbock Christian University, they care immensely and will correct you that it is chaparral, not chaparral. I gotta say, I'm actually really happy with how Stan turned out. I think he and Dipper were the ones that I was the most concerned about because, you know, Mabel's adorable. There we go. Now New York City Park. Someone kill the DJ. Someone kill the DJ. Someone kill the DJ. Voices in my head are saying, shoot that fucker down. Y'all want to hear something funny? So Rena is actually... Thanks, Replis. So Rena is actually short for Karina. And we have always, like, anyone who's seen screenshots from my Spotify notices that my username actually isn't Rena on there. It's Kina. The reason for that is baby cousins have always had to call me Kina because they can't pronounce Karina. And this has led to some interesting things over the years. Maybe one day, who knows, if I get all my homework done, and I can find a good place to record. But like my baby brother Luke, Luke was born whenever I was like 15, actually. I just turned 15. And he is very much the baby of the family. But because he was around me all the time, he got used to saying like the basic of Karina, except he had a hard time with hard C's. So he would call me Tarina, which is absolutely adorable. However, in recent years, he's gotten a better handle on certain consonants, and he thinks he's hot stuff. But he's not malicious. The problem comes whenever my younger brother, Jack, gets involved. Because Jack will do stuff like continuously blame Corona for everything that's going wrong with the world and going wrong with his life personally. Which ends up being a problem whenever the 5-year-old hears it so often that he accidentally calls you Corona at dinner and didn't even mean it to be like a teasing insult. He just accidentally called you Corona. Shoot that fucker down. So in case y'all haven't noticed, I am having a little bit of a trouble with Mabel's smile. I'm sure anyone who's drawn has had some issues like that before in the past. So here's how I do this. I go back to the underdrawing, which is at 48%, and I draw outlines for it. So like her face, clearly her little cheeks are two little circles. I don't know. Oh yeah. So the double R was my mom's doing. And she just really liked how it looked with the double R. I've always had that double R clearly. But Karina with a K is something from Eastern Europe because I'm fun and I like to go and look up my name. But Karina with a C is actually Cariña, which in Spanish is little darling. And I've always loved that version of it more, simply because that, you know, it's part of heritage. God, that is just so bad. That's just a little too thick for what we want to do. So we want 15. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, this song was very much a little theme song for me in getting through high school. I've never been shy about telling people that, you know, I absolutely hated 90% of high school. There are some people that I still love from high school. There are some people that I greatly disliked from high school, and that made it really hard to get through. But as a whole, high school really sucked for me. And it was made worse by the fact that, like, I couldn't really do anything for my chosen major for a while. All the stuff that I was doing, the dual credit, the AP and everything, it was almost like a placeholder until I could get to the point of where I could, you know, save up the money and really buckle down to start doing artwork. And almost there really hit hard. I'm not gonna lie. I think the song came out, or the movie itself came out whenever I was maybe in middle school, maybe earlier. And the song just hit because I didn't really have the best setup to do what I wanted. A lot of the artwork that I did growing up, which, do not hear me wrong, I'm not knocking this method, but the artwork that I had growing up was all on notebook paper and printer paper. And in high school is a big struggle to get through. And so just that little mantra of almost there was a big thing in just getting me to the end of high school. Oh man, Mel, you have been one of the best parts about getting to college, and one of the reasons that I insist to kids, like, life gets so much better after you leave high school. Like, yes, there are some scary parts. Don't get me wrong. I've had my share of college-related panic attacks. I've had my share of freakouts. But good night. High school's so much better. High school is so much better. And just... leaving high school is the best thing ever. And you can ask anyone in my family. Like, my entire self changed after high school. I like things more now. I feel like I'm a nicer person, which, you know, being in a crappy situation doesn't excuse being a jerk, but it's true. I'm such a happier person now. See, my mom just really likes pretty names for her girls. I've said this before, but I'm the oldest of five, and my sisters are the next youngest. Their names are Gabriela and Alexana, which, Alexana it's very clearly two names like put together, and teachers always had a hard time with it, I discovered. But man, if it doesn't sound pretty. And we always call her Sana. But it does make me laugh whenever it comes to my brothers because like their names are Jack and Luke. Like, yes, they have good meanings. You know, aside from the biblical origin, Luke is also a Star Wars name. And no matter what my dad tells you, I have no doubt that that played a part in his son being named Luke. But my brother Jack was actually named for my grandfather. And before you ask, no, it's not the white one. my great grandfather, Seferino, you know, that's a hard name for people who don't grow up with Spanish phonemes in their vocabulary. And so the farmers around here, whenever he would work with them, would always have such a hard time pronouncing his name. So instead of butchering Seferino at every turn, they started calling him Jack. And so we named my little brother Jack. See you in a bit, Mel. Is this more than you bargained for yet? Oh, don't mind me, I'm watching you two from the closet, wishing to be the fiction in his dreams. So quick tip for all of the artists out there, you will always be your worst critic. I'm sure you guys are having a blast with this stream. You guys have really been sweet about my artwork in the past. But artists will always be their own worst critics. One thing to kind of combat that is just to continuously remind yourself that A, how on earth is this going to happen if you sat around and did nothing with your pencil? And B, how many people out in the world can actually do what you can do? And I don't mean like have the ability, but have the drive to do what you do. How many people are actually going to pick up their pencil and do the thing? Because the answer is not very many. Despite what the internet tells you, there's not a whole lot of people that are actually going to sit down, pick up a pencil, and get to work. So you're part of an amazing few, and we're just gonna keep on making artwork, and it's gonna be amazing. See you in a bit, Revless. Exactly, you mean myself and I. You know, anybody in this world can pick up a pencil or a mouse and play around in MS Paint and make something beautiful. Plenty of people have the ability to do it. However, so many people get trapped in their own heads, and it's so frustrating to watch because the inside of your mind can actually be really fun if it weren't for all those self-doubts, if it weren't for all those personal demons that we all have to deal with. So how many people are actually going to pick up a pencil and do the thing? Like, just by picking up a pencil and doing the thing, you're already leagues ahead of where you were 5 seconds ago. Only you know if you'll be together. You know if we shall last. And like, yeah, I hate drawing cartoon hands. But hey, I have now, if I just add a couple more stars, I've drawn Mabel, which I've never done before. So that's a personal victory today. I drew Mabel. You waited, never came. Bend a faux pas with one last chance. Might know of a future, then you still control the past. Only you know if you'll be together tonight. Every night I will save your life. Every night I will be with you. Every night I still lay awake in my dream of an absolution. Every night I will make it right. And every night I will come to you. Every night it just stays the same as I dream of an absolution. I love Mabel so much. She's such a sweetheart. And I love the role that she plays in the show. So the thing is, if you can draw one way, you can draw in the other. I promise. The thing that a lot of people get tripped up on is that it's not a go immediately from A to B. Whenever I first started drawing digital, my stuff was super stiff. I didn't have the fluid motion that I could get in my traditional stuff, and it frustrated me to no end before I realized that, hey, this is a different surface. You're not drawing on paper, you're drawing on glass and plastic. And even though you can get pressure sensitive tablets, that's still going to be a huge change. And it's a hard change to go through. But people will get a lot better results and be a lot happier with their results if they give themselves that time to grow. I will admit, being from Texas, it's far more likely to meet somebody who can read and write and speak Spanish or German as a second or even primary language. The vast majority of Texas, West Texas tends to be more Hispanic, while East Texas tends to have more German roots. But the vast majority of Texas speaks either English, German, Spanish, or all three, or some combination thereof. And Portuguese, we just, in the United States, and a lot of people just, Tumblr tends to be very United States focused for whatever reason. That might just be my niche or whatever. But the United States doesn't have as strong of a tie to Portugal as they do to Spain, or as they do to Mexico and Canada and even France. It goes back to history. Portugal was a very important player in the scheme of world history, especially if you look at, that age of colonialism and piracy that first started way back when. But the average American, I don't think, realizes what role was played there. I think Portugal had a much stronger role in South America's history and in Africa's history than they did in the United States. That definitely fell more to Spain, France, and England. And they end up being the big three that we're taught about, even in AP classes. I took AP World History, AP US History. And even there, while Portugal and the Netherlands are mentioned as colonial powers, there's definitely not as strong of a focus on them as there is on Spain, France, and England. Well, and it sounds like you have a really good talent for grasping languages. And part of that, I assume, comes from starting early. You know, I can do a good amount of Spanish because that's the background that I have. You know, while I maybe didn't grow up speaking the language, I grew up hearing the phonemes and saying the phonemes. You know, I introduce myself as Rena or Karina, but somebody who actually speaks Spanish and knows those phonemes or whatever, they're not going to call me that. They're going to say Karina, because that's how you actually say my name, with that rolled R. But, you know, it's the same as like getting mad at people who can't speak English. You know, I'm not going to get mad at somebody because that they are not used to that phoneme coming out of their mouth, because it's a hard phoneme. It is. I hope I'm saying that word right and using that word right, because otherwise I feel like my linguistics professor is going to jump out at me from like behind a closet or something. You can't take me anywhere, anywhere. I'm still uninvited, I'm still gonna write. I'm going insane and I don't care. Ugh, Dipper, why is your mouth like that? Oh, what's come over you? See, for me, I can pronounce Italian words. I've never put in any effort into learning a language, but I can pronounce Italian words. What absolutely does me in is trying to pronounce French, because I'm just not used to how French spelling works. I'm sure if like I was given an audio or an audio I'm sure that if I was given an audible example, it would be a lot easier. But man, the spelling always throws me off. My friend is from Montana, and you know, up there in that territory, they have a lot more French roots than down in Texas. And she has always thought it was hilarious introducing me to French names of places. Because it's one thing to hear names or whatever, like Lafayette, that you're used to seeing from history or whatever, and you know how to say that. It's a whole nother thing entirely to be introduced to place names that you've maybe never come into contact before and try to pronounce those, because I try to pronounce them as if they're spelled in the same way Spanish words are spelled, and that's not how this works. Just disappear. You're so strong like commuters with briefcases. Tone the line to residue. Why am I getting... What's going on over here? Why am I getting these? Wait, what? How do I politely tell my professor that I've seen a lot of my city's art programs because I've lived here for 20 years? You know how I dance, it's on my song. Don't say nothing, dreams are full of your feelings of drugs. All the boys you may have dated to read your heart with a slice. But the cut of your love never hurts, baby, it's just sweet butter knife. Well, you're good. No, we got into talking about language. And, I mean, you saw how I was with naming characters. You know how I am about language. I feel like I'm just so not used to doing this. Hey, look, there's Dipper. I'm gonna have to probably move him down a little bit too. I know y'all saw that, like, I had to move Mabel's face down. What I might actually do is shrink his a little bit. Well, family and ancestry shouldn't be the only reasons people learn languages, you know? You know, I'm starting to realize that a lot of the way that I portray Jay has to do with how I view Dipper. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't write Jay as a Dipper clone, but there's some parts of him that are similar. Thanks, Mel. Your encouragement, as always, keeps me going. It is such a different art style from what I'm used to doing. And just... Alex Hirsch, how do you do this? Like, I know how, but how? All's golden in the sky, all's golden when the day met the night. The sun found the moon, she was drinking tea in the garden under the green umbrella trees in the middle of summer. The moon found the sun, it looked like he was barely hanging on, but her eyes saved his life in the middle of summer. All's golden in the sky, all's golden when the day met the night. All's golden in the sky, all's golden when the day met the night. Oh, he said, be alright. Oh, don't worry about spelling anything wrong. I will not judge for spelling. We're all sitting here on the internet. We're all half asleep. Here's the thing. If given the opportunity, my sleep cycle will immediately reset to that of the nearest raccoon. So this is very much me trying to keep myself accountable. And with a couple of breaks today, who knows, I might just keep this thing going until I'm done with commissions. Because these need to be done. I have put myself on a timetable, and I intend to get them done. In the middle of summer, was golden in the sky, was golden when the day met the night. Poor Dipper. He's such a high-strung little guy. Hi, Rifted. Honestly, thank goodness none of these people wanted to draw like realistic hands. They just wanted to draw little cartoon hands. Because first off, what a mood. And second, it really does make things easier to draw. Do not know why my lines keep shaking so bad today. Probably because it's cold. Temperature dropped really bad last night, and I have no idea why. Only because West Texas. So now we can turn off. Oh wait, forgot his cap. Biscuits. Did you know it from the start? You know that I loved you, baby. Ooh. Why did you tell him? I know it ain't the truth. Every note, every chord, every song reminds me. Every note, every chord, every song reminds me that you gave up. You sold me out. So now that his cap is on there, we can, boom. And now we have Gravity Falls characters. Yay! Oh yeah, no, the four fingers thing is definitely so they're easier to animate. Thank you. Y'all forgive my random pauses. I'm technically eating breakfast while I do this. I didn't even finish out Mabel's hair. How did I not finish out Mabel's hair? That's the eraser. Every note, every chord, every song reminds me that you gave up. You sold me out. There we go. And I think I am confident in calling this done. So what we're going to do is my favorite Clip Studio Paint thing ever. Thank you. And you know what, Mel? Don't you judge me. I am eating breakfast at noon. And there we go. Now we have a coloring page all ready to go. So we're going to actually save this as... Oh, I forgot that I had already saved it. We're going to hit cancel. Control save to save that. Huh. Okay. It's not on there. That's weird. Okay. Falls. We're gonna call this one Gravity Falls title. We're gonna save a PNG of it. And then something that I've been doing, because I don't know if these kids are working with a computer or MS Paint or what, we're gonna save this as a transparent. You sold me out. I forgot about that. Now I have to think of another thing to draw for Gravity Falls. I might draw Bill. Bill's a fun guy to draw. At least I assume so. He's only a damn triangle. Oh, would you look at that? There's the dang pentagram. I'll have myself a real good time. I feel alive. And the world is turning inside out. Yeah. Floating around in ecstasy. So don't stop me now. Don't stop me. I'm having a good time, a shooting star waving through the sky like a tiger, defying the laws of gravity. I'm a racing car passing by like laying a diver. Whoa, 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 there's no stopping me. Burning through the sky, 200 degrees, that's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call. 'Cause I'm having a good time. Yes, I'm having a good time. Don't wanna stop at all. Rocking ship on my way to Mars on a collision course. I am a satellite. I'm out of control. I'm a sex machine ready to reload. Looking at a bomb. Out of whoa, whoa, whoa. And will explode. I'm burning through the sky. Yeah. 100 degrees. That's why they call me Mr. Fahrenheit. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic woman of you. Oh, hold on, guys. My dog's asking to come in. Lay down. Would y'all like to see Pebbles and Wrinkles real quick? Hi, Wrinklitos. Yes, I was talking about you. Let's see if they want to see you or not. Oh, your little ears are all cold. No, that's my breakfast, not your breakfast. Let's see. This is Wrinkles. Hi, buddy. Y'all excuse the state of my room, okay? He's a real cute baby, isn't he? Let's see. Hi, boys. And this, complete with a little attention hog, Wrinkles. This is my sweet baby Pebbles. Pebbles actually sleeps out here, but Wrinkles is not great at behaving. He sometimes cries in the middle of the night because he wants to go back in the big house. So we just leave him over there as a permanent measure. We'll do the deed, get up and leave, and clamor in a status. Yeah, these two are really my pets, mine and my sister's. The chickens are, funnily enough, Dad's. Hey, look, Ma, I made it. Well, they're really not all that straight, are they? Soldiers, all your soldiers, while these other thrones are lonely. You never know who you can trust, and trust me, you'll be lonely. If you two are going to ask to go back out, you are going to wait until I'm ready. Everything's coming up, aces, aces. If it's a dream, don't wake me, don't wake me. All right, that's a pretty good circle. All right, let me go let these guys back where they need to go. Good night. It is cold outside. I'm actually going to make this a little smaller. Me as honest as you let me, miss your early morning company. If you let me, you are my favorite. What if you're the best I'll ever know? I'm starting to forget what summer ever meant to you. One of the things that I regret about Gravity Falls is not getting into it whenever it was coming out, because the stuff that I've seen since it's been out, the theories that were proven true or proven hilariously false, all of it, like, that looks like such a fun thing to be a part of, you know? And that's just like, gosh, I cannot believe that Me being a pretentious little brat. No, that's not very nice. Me just being in that pretentious hate everything phase really kept me away from what looked like such a fun fandom. Only you don't have to lie. I'm sorry I didn't any of it. I just want to know. In between being wrong and being right, you were my first sight and I... You know, that does sound like a nightmare, but you also know that I have enough, like, manic, obsessive energy to keep it up, you know? Wait, the season 2 finale wasn't even greenlit until it aired? Oh, that sounds like torture. Two, three, 4, 5. I want to know how many times somebody had to re-go over a frame because they accidentally drew 5 fingers instead of 6. Wow. That's an awful schedule. And I paid attention to Steven Universe for a while. Kiss your fears goodbye, no looking back. You and I, we're on the attack. Yeah, I haven't watched Steven Universe Future yet. I've seen clips and I know how it ends, all those good things. But I think I'm gonna let it set for a while, not gonna lie. Maybe whenever I get back into the kick for drawing fusions again. But you don't have to be anymore. No, that's a bad thing. I wish it was as easy to draw stars as it is to draw hearts. Why does that keep shaking? It shakes in the exact same spot. I really think I'm just cold. I'll call that good now. My poor brother's probably going to have to help continue building that chicken coop today, and it is so cold. straight up, they are. I cannot talk today. I do have a GemAU. I have done almost 0 with it. But it does exist. I have the notes. I even have a storyline for exactly 1 character. That's actually a pretty good little Gravity Falls pentagram. I'm pretty happy with this. Always remember to give yourself a little bit of praise. Don't get a big head about things. Don't be mean to other people. But give yourself credit where credit's due. A world we couldn't see before I say goodbye to you. One more last fist bump. I love that this llama even has a little llama tail. Also, this is the best llama I will ever draw, so. Oh, and it even has a little eye. How cute. That is not the brush I meant to grab. Here we go. Last, I'll have to draw the triangle man. But don't worry, that's not the only thing this is going to be. Oh, hey, Mel, would you go ahead and check your Tumblr real quick? I just saw what you sent me. Meanwhile, I'm going to grab socks. Alright, I'll give me 1 minute because I need to grab socks. Because, oh my god, my feet are cold. There you are. Is your voice coming through good?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're coming through. Is my voice coming through?
Perfectly.
Alright, great. I am grabbing socks because, oh my god, it's so cold.
I feel that.
I don't even know why it's so cold.
Fair warning, I'll probably have to peace out every 20 minutes because, of course, my one professor that decides to do live lectures has the lecture today at 1:10.
See, all 3 of my in-person professors have decided that not only do they need to have online meetings every week, but they need to be at the same time we would have had class. So my Tuesdays and Thursdays are essentially booked. Yes, this is Mel. Everyone say hi to Mel. She's great.
Hello, everybody. I am chatting, coming to you live from my studio.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if there's like a triangle. No, there's not a triangle. Biscuits. I was really hoping there would be. Who's ready to watch me try and draw a triangle?
Do it, girl. You got it. You got the rest of the pentagram looking good.
Thanks. This stupid isosceles dude.
Oh, there it is. The stream lags. Actually, it was really funny because at first I was watching your stream on my phone.
Uh-huh.
And then I switched it to my laptop, and my laptop was like 3 or 4 seconds slower, and I was so mad.
Oh, that sounds absolutely maddening.
So I still wanted to mess around and do other stuff on my phone, so I was like, fine, I'll be slow.
Ugh, I hate whenever that's the choice. Yeah, today is just going to be doing commissions, and then I have some programming homework that I really should have done like 3 days ago.
Oh my god, I've been dying because of all the homework I was supposed to do.
See, what gets me is that, like, it's due today. Like, the whole should have done it 3 days ago, that's just because I know me and I know that I didn't want to do it this whole time. But it's going to take forever. Why did I sign up for a programming course?
Because you wanted to make your ninja game.
No, this is a web design
Do
course.
some programming.
No, we're using 2 game design programs called Unity and Scratch. And I'm pretty sure my game's going to be...
You're using Scratch!
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure my game's going to be made entirely in Scratch. Because it's going to be a top-down Zelda game, which, if I'm able to pull this off, I will totally share with all of you.
Oh my god. I just googled it. This is taking me back.
You game nerd.
I know. It was a stupid, crappy project I had to do in like middle school. I'm not sure your Scratch is what I'm. Actually, you know what? It probably is. Is there like an orange cat as the logo?
Oh yeah, no, that's the exact same one. Like, Scratch is a fantastic game platform. If you guys are bored, they have all these amazing tutorials on there. Go learn how to make games. Learn how to make games fun. If you have questions, ask me, and I will try and pass on my professor's wisdom as best I possibly can.
I didn't realize what I was. So wait, that was program. What?
It uses pseudocode, so you were technically programming.
I've been a programmer since I was in 8th grade. Wow.
Check you out.
I had to like make them discuss a Bible or explain a Bible verse or something because this was back when I was at
Oh my god,
school.
This was that whenever you were in
This was the
Catholic
religion
school?
class.
That's hilarious. The only time I've ever messed with it was for honest to God game courses.
Oh, if only. If only. Good times.
See, whenever I went to a questionable middle school, it was because it was the only one that had opened up in my district. So suddenly I was required to go. And it ended up being this public charter school. And they tried to put my siblings on a waiting list and not put me on the same waiting list. They admitted me and they tried to like waiting list my siblings out. And then my dad straight up used me to coerce the school to put my siblings back in enrollment. I was
the only middle school
bargaining chip. It was one that was super close to where we lived. Like, we honestly could have walked if, I didn't live in a super sketchy neighborhood. Yeah, whoops. But the big thing is they were a public charter and they had this big old reputation in other cities of having really good science and math programs. And we didn't know yet that I was going to be a little artist. So they were like, Karina gets really good grades. We should put her in a good school. This was not a good school.
Charter schools don't exactly have the best reputation.
Yeah, no, it still cracks me up that they were like, it has a good reputation for sciences. It has science in the name, and Karina wants to be a vet, so we should try our best to get her in there. And then it ended up being like, oh, this is where every other kid that got kicked out in the whole district is going. Whoops. On the bright side, I know how to fight.
On the bright side, what?
I know how to fight. It's fun.
Fight?
Not like throw down. I'm not going to go starting stuff just to start stuff, but if somebody decides to start something with me...
few fights at my high school. I only like witnessed one of them, if that makes any sense. I only heard about the rest, but one of them I remember. So my high school is like not that complicated at all. Like all of the classes are basically 3 floors of an L. And so I didn't want to cut through the library. And because I wanted to go to the snacks store between classes. And there's just this big crowd of people that are just standing there. And I'm like, come on, guys, iced coffee. They're not doing it anymore. Why can't I get my stupid food? And then it's like, oh, 2 people are fighting right now. I'm going to go to the library now.
That's actually fantastic, and definitely not the experience that I had, which was fights were a fairly common occurrence. I definitely saw at least one teacher getting slapped. Yeah, this wow. Whenever you realize that your childhood is a little effed up.
Like, one of the ones I heard about was apparently during my biology class, like not the one that I'm in, but like, you know, a different period.
Yeah.
Or was in, not am in, what the hell. Anyway. 2 kids got into a fight, and the teacher had to stand on the sidelines, and she couldn't do anything because she's not like the special authorized person to break up fights. So if she even like touched any of the kids, that's grounds for suing.
See, we didn't have anyone that was like authorized, quote unquote, to break up fights. And that was why my math teacher got slapped in the face, because there was a fight in the girls' bathroom. And here's a pro tip, guys, should you ever get into this situation. If 2 girls are throwing down, do not get in their way. Because if you can separate guys will stop fighting. Guys will let themselves be held back because there's still a part of them that's like, it's okay, I can't lose if I'm being held back, but I also didn't chicken out. And any guys out there, look, it's true. I'm sorry, but it is. Girls, you don't get it. They will go through you. They will not stop. Don't try and get in the way of 2 girls fighting. It will not end well for you. Will not end well for anyone involved. Don't get in their way. They will go through you. You will have a bad day. It won't be fun.
Ow! I just realized my family bought Nestle Pure Life water. No!
Oh, did I tell you that my mom is straight up boycotting Hobby Lobby, which is wild?
I mean, this might just be like me being an idiot, but I don't see the issue in Hobby Lobby wanting to stay open.
I think the big thing that my mom's pissed off about is that it's not just staying open. They actually had to be shut down by police in specific areas.
Oh,
yeah, that was how serious some of the areas that they were in were like. And the other part was that they've actually fired some of their employees. So not only are they staying open whenever they really shouldn't be, but it's not even with the good excuse of to keep our employees being paid. It's actually pretty bad. What absolutely shocked me was my mom was the one telling me about this and not the other way around, because normally I'm the one who's like, yeah, no, there's an Amazon strike going on today. You shouldn't do the thing. But no, this time
she... Amazon strike going on today?
No, just as an example. Because with her business, she orders a ton on Amazon. But with this particular thing, she was the one who was telling me, and that absolutely tripped me out. Bill and his little monster hands. You're a jerk, Bill. You know what? Maybe this is all his fault. Weirdmageddon. It never really stopped.
Well, given how Gravity Falls ended, you know, it's a possibility.
Right? I swear to God.
Such a cop-out.
You know, I found it really I really enjoyed the ending for the most part, but I almost found myself on the side of fans who were like, we want more, Scooby Doo esque monster of the week type things. But at the same time, like with this type of thing, this is exactly where you don't want to see death of the author. Like I said earlier, he came in, he told his story, and he got out. And I absolutely respect the man for that.
There was a conspiracy theory I thought of that the real reason Disney bought Fox was to get Alex Hirsch back. Because Disney was like, we will make more seasons of Gravity. You can make more seasons of Gravity Falls. We'll give you your own show. And Alex Hirsch is just like, I'm leaving. Bye. And apparently he was going to go to Fox.
Well, let's be real. Disney can be kind of obsessive with people. Now we're going to do my favorite part of this coloring page, because this is high key going to be my favorite coloring page I think that I make. And that's including the kick-ass Bowser ones that I made for my cousin.
Maybe I cannot wait. What's this next one supposed to be?
Oh, we're still working on the same one. I've just hidden the layer. I can just dial it down. Go. All right. Let's do this thing. How are we going to do this? Because how do you make a triangle look menacing? I don't know. I'm not Alex Hirsch.
Exactly. You just turn it from yellow to red and add a lot of fire.
Alex Hirsch absolutely blows my mind, because I feel like everyone was sitting there being like, what's gonna happen? Is Gideon gonna be the big villain? And then all of a sudden this effing Polygon shows up. And it's just like, wait, what?
Honestly, my favorite thing was how, because season 2 took forever to come out, they were purposefully sort of buying into fan theories. For so long, everybody was like, "Oh man, McGacket wrote the journals. Look at his hand. He's missing a finger." It drove him crazy.
What I absolutely love is how things ended up turning out. I love the story that was crafted, the ending might not have been what everyone expected, and it might have felt like they could have done more, but I feel like it was almost engineered to feel incomplete in a way, so that just you look at how Alex Hirsch has interacted with fans in the past, and I can't help but wonder if maybe it feels incomplete in a way to provide for fans to just run wild with it,
It's open for sequel bait, even though he was never planning on making a sequel. And so it's like the ending of The Incredibles before Incredibles 2 came out. It's implied that they just go on more adventures.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine.
You are still salty about Incredibles, aren't you?
I'm sorry. I need to stop being salty.
No, I think it's hilarious. There is no judgment here.
I was just trying to use it as an easy example of they continue to do adventures.
Look, as soon as I get these commissions done, we can start talking about that AU, and it's gonna be great.
Which AU?
You know damn well which AU, woman.
Nani? We have 50.
Okay, that's fair. I meant the one with Garmadon and Best Mom Coco.
Ooh. That's a good one. Oh, okay, I got I can tell them about what I'm writing for the Zine thing, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. Totally. Break their hearts.
Alright, people. So my game plan for design is I gotta write a few ideas I've had in my head for a while. But the big one is one I just got in my head yesterday, as Rena can attest.
It was glorious. It was fantastic to watch.
Where Garmadon, like, this is post season 10 post season 11, I think, actually, shenanigans.
Yeah, I think so too.
Where he got the ability to shapeshift, and so now he looks like his normal old sensei self. And he's just strolling through Ninjago City, trying to test out his powers and see if he can pass as normal.
And of course, because we don't believe these characters deserve nice things.
Oh yes. Then he meets up with some like random side characters. It's heavily inspired by Zuko alone. If y'all remember that 5-star episode of Avatar.
It was such a good episode. It really was. And it was one of the ones that went a long way towards his redemption arc.
I really wish he could have, like, gone back to those guys and been like, sup?
So I'm the Fire Lord now.
I'm the Fire Lord now. Here's your brother. He was only captured. I swear he wasn't killed.
Ugh.
Zuko just strolls in on his new dragon. Sup?
Hey. Poor Zuko, honestly.
Poor Zuko, he got everything in the end. Except for his sister being sane.
Well, I mean, just the poor guy has a lot to deal with.
Does.
Did you ever read any of the comics? Like, I know you've read the one about Kyoshi.
No, I watched a video summarizing Kyoshi. That was a novel.
Oh, there's one. I don't want to give any spoilers.
And it made me feel very bad for Azula.
Yeah. There's one. I don't want to give any spoilers, but like, they definitely reveal the secret of Zuko's mom.
Yeah, no, that's The Search.
Oh, yeah.
I read that whole thing.
It was so good. I think I checked it out from my library or something like that.
Yeah, and I just, like, as time goes on, the more I think about it, the more I just, like, when I was a kid, I hated her.
Yeah.
But just Azula, I feel so bad for her.
Azula is one of those beautiful, beautiful examples of characters that just, at first, you love hating them because they're so clearly evil. But then as you realize that they aren't actually the villain of the series, you realize how much they've been hurt by the series and the characters within it. And just such a fantastic example of what can happen because of the environment. You know, Zuko, he grew up in the same physical location, but his environment was so different. And I love Zuko and Azula so much as characters.
Oh my god, like, she never felt, like, calm. Does that make any sense?
Oh, yeah,
She
no.
never felt that she could do that. And I just feel so bad because I mean, she's a monster. Yeah.
She's such a well-developed character is what she is. Like, you can't just sum her up in one sentence because she's a well-developed character.
I told you this the other night, but, like, the bit that, like, that now is making me feel, like, ugh, instead of, because as a kid I laughed at it, but now it's just like, it's like my mom liked Zuko more than me. He thought I was a monster. Pause, pause, pause. He was right, of course, but it still hurt.
And it's just like, how much of that is because if mom's gonna think I'm a monster, I might as well be. You know?
Like, did Ozai think the same thing?
Yeah. Like, did he encourage that part of his daughter? Did he, clearly he contributed to it subconsciously with all the stuff that he expected of her. But did he contribute to it consciously? Did he nurture that belief? You know?
Gotta go, Rena. I'm sorry. Lecture starting.
Have fun.
If you're still streaming in the next 50 minutes, I will rejoin you.
Hell yeah. Every AU is totally gold. I believe that 100%. AUs are the best. Let me get the music back going because I don't like not having something going on in the background. All right, let's go. Oh, why'd you stop? I didn't pause you. Why does it keep stopping? That is so frustrating. Okay, we're just not gonna do it on there. We're gonna get a tablet and we're gonna have stuff going there. Stupid. It might take me a minute to log in. No, yeah. Oh, I don't remember how this goes. Oh, wow, that actually worked. There we go. Make me your radio and turn it up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you to sing along to my stereo. Why is that one stopping too? What the heck? That is so strange. Okay. I don't want to go about doing this. I might just not do Spotify right now. Because for whatever reason it keeps stopping. And I don't feel like figuring that out. Even though, let me just come up here and... I figure this out and reset my password and all of that. How are y'all doing? There we go. Ugh. Alright, y'all give me just a minute. Alright, that should have signed out everything. Let me sign back in. And let's try this again, shall we? Furthermore, I apologize for any skipping tracks. It's just the last girl that played me left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Cause holding grudges over love is easy. I'll keep that open. If I could only find a note to make you understand, I sing it softly in your ear and grab you by the hands. Keep me stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And know my heart's a stereo to hold a place for you. You know, I can totally feel that that pressure. Luckily for me, by the time this sign rolled around, I had examples that I felt happy about showing to people. What I would suggest is I would look back at stuff that like you've been meaning to write or draw and do that, because that's going to be stuff that you actually enjoy doing, and that will show off your skills the best, is stuff that you enjoy. Please apply. I've already finished my application. This is such a fantastic thing to do. With Speedy being the one in charge, I am excited with the leadership there. And just like, imagine how cool would it be if, you know, maybe somebody to do with the show saw it. Like, no, they're not legally allowed to do certain things. They may not be able to acknowledge it in a huge capacity, but we have a pretty involved leadership team whenever it comes to responding to fan stuff. You know, the people who show run this, they really do a lot with the fans, all things considered. And just, like, fandom camaraderie is one of the most amazing things ever. I've talked about how, like, I met Mel because of Mermaid. Like, that's a fan thing. Like, I was only doing Mermaid because Nightly Birdie was running it, and she had been so sweet in reaching out to me and talking to me directly. Sorry, got distracted for a minute. But like, do fan stuff. Take the leap. If you're ready for that, if you feel happy with showing off your artwork, which I really hope that you do. Showing off art is such a fun thing that I 100% love doing. It's one of the biggest reasons why I've stuck around with this fandom for so long, is y'all have been such a happy place for me to show off art. Like, Like, take the plunge, do the thing. You may not feel ready. You may not ever feel ready. But I do it. Just jump in there and do it. If you're nervous about sending in examples, choose stuff that you enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be Ninjago for you to send it in as an example. And honestly, one of the things that absolutely saved my butt with doing a Zine last year was starting early, you know? So now, put me to sleep, evil angel. Open your wings, evil angel. But for goodness sakes, do not let, being scared or intimidated, God forbid, of the people already involved. Like, we're not doing this, we're not doing a Zine because we want to show how much better we are than anyone else. People are doing the Zine because it's a fun teamwork community thing to do, and we're so excited. How many shows get a 10th anniversary and still be in production, Like, how exciting is that? Whether you came in with season 1 and 2 and you waited through that hiatus to get 3, whether you came in with the movie, whether you picked it up like I did in college because you were having a hard semester and were surprised to find a beautiful community like this online. Like, who cares? Jump in. We want you to jump in. Join in on this. Apply. Here's the thing. Like, I've been struggling with applying for jobs because the stuff that I want to apply for is really intimidating, How do you look yourself in the eye? You send in an application to Disney. It's terrifying. But here's the thing. You are not going to get accepted if you don't do it. And if you don't send anything in, they're not going to know that you exist. So send stuff in. Take that plunge. Jump in. Do it. And learn from it. Even rejection letters have something to teach you. Disney rejected my stuff, and I know now that, hey, if I still want to do stuff, Disney is always on the table. I can always send them another application. I just need to get better. I need to work on more projects. So do it. Be scared. I'm not saying don't be scared. Be freaked out. Be excited. But don't be so freaked out that you lose this chance to jump in on it. You're only going to get this chance if you take advantage of it. So here's the thing. I have actually seen this Zine application. What I would recommend before opening up the application and getting yourself psyched out is have your stuff already in something that can be copy pasted as a link. So have it in a Google Doc or on a Tumblr post or on an AO3 post, something like that. Have all 3 of your examples, because you need 3 of them, ready to go. If you're going to post writing, it needs to be 2,500 words or less. And just jump in and do it one of these days. You've got all month, so don't freak out too bad. And just do the thing. Hi! Exciting to see you. We were just talking about Zine things and how terrifying that can be. But the gist of it is just don't let it be so terrifying that you can't do it. And I think we are just about ready to call this finished. You can just move that down here and merge a player below. atmosphere. A casual. Oh, I didn't save it with the right color. Damn it. Okay. There we go. Save. Yes, replace that. Yes. But seriously, guys, it's okay to be nervous. It's okay to be scared. And the reality of it is because it is an application and not a come one, come all, there are going to be rejection emails sent out. However, again, you're not going to get an acceptance email if you don't do it. I haven't heard of other signs going on right now. The only one that I'm interested in is the 10-year anniversary one. That's the only one that I've applied for so far. I was a part of a Zine last year. That was a lot of fun. I got to work with artists like Luna and Speedy, and that was super cool just to see their works in progress being posted in Discord. But I try not to sway my opinion one way or the other, because the truth is I don't know everyone in this fandom. I don't know what everyone's doing, and I just try to navigate as best I can. And start to notice empty bottles of gin. It's a moment to assess the sins she's paid for. A lonely speaker in a conversation. Words are swimming through his ears again. So let's see. Let me check that real quick. Say what you mean, tell me I'm right, and let the sun rain down on me. Give me a sign, I wanna believe. Wow, Mona Lisa, you guaranteed to run this town. Wow, Mona Lisa, I pay to see you frown. Keep grabbing the wrong one. So looking at this, I actually have finished a whole coloring page commission. So I'm gonna stop this for now. We are not finished today. I will be back online after I have some real food, because eating a couple of Madelines and a protein shake does not count as breakfast. Plus, I need to send these off in an email to the person who requested them. But whenever I'm done and I'm back, we'll be right back on this. So I'll see you guys in a little bit, all right?